Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about MemSQL WebSockets with SSL. WebSockets are great for connecting the browser directly to the database engine without the need for a backend API. I have here a React app that is trying to connect to the database engine, but it's unable to do so. Here's the database engine's connection. To enable WebSockets with SSL in MemSQL, we need to do two things. We need to enable the WebSocket, and we need to enable the engine to do SSL. To enable SSL, we need a certificate with a valid trust chain. Generally, we'll go to VeriSign or Let's Encrypt to get a public certificate. Or if we're inside a LAN, we'll get a certificate from our PKI infrastructure that ensures a valid trust chain pushed to all the clients via Active Directory. Here's the certificate, memsql.pem, the private key, and the root certificate that was used to sign this certificate. Let's start off by installing this certificate into the MemSQL engine. To set these certificates, I'll come to the docs. And we need to set three keys. We need to set the certificate, the private key, and the root CA. So let's set each of those. We'll set the certificate, set the private key, and set the root certificate. Next, we need to turn on the WebSocket. To turn on the WebSocket, we'll come here and we'll set the HTTPS proxy port on the master aggregator. If we're going to do any schema modifications, we'll need to do it only on the master aggregator. If we're going to do any queries, we can do it on any aggregator. Here's that master aggregator. And let's set this config value. There's nothing magic about port 8443, but that sounds like a good choice for an HTTPS WebSocket. Now that we've got the SSL certificate in place and the WebSocket in place, we need to restart all the nodes to get this to take effect. Great. MemSQL is restarted. Let's double check and make sure the certificate is in place. By saying SSL mode equals required, that will ensure that we're using SSL to connect. Show status will tell us about our connection. Here we can see we're using SSL TLS version 1.2. Perfect. Now let's come to MemSQL Studio and create a database. We'll create the database, create a table and fill it with data. Looks like we've got all the data that we need. Now we'll come back to our React app. Now we're able to connect directly from our browser to that database connection. Let's flip over to the Network tab and see. Here's that connection going straight into our database engine on the WebSocket port. This React app uses the MemSQL WebSockets JS package, a fork of the MySQL driver. Let's take a look at the source code for this React app. We pull in connection and connection config, create a connection to this database using SSL, and then we do a query to get at the data in this table. And ultimately, loop on this data to get the data into the page. Let's add some more data to make sure that we have a live connection. Refresh our React app. And we can see that MemSQL with WebSockets is working just fine in our HTTPS application. Thanks for watching.